It is a universal truth that nearly everyone experiences the painful blow of affection not returned. This struggle, much like a butterfly emerging from its chrysalis, can drive personal development and point one toward brighter prospects. Yet there is also a darker possibility. When romantic feelings are not reciprocated, some individuals fall into a deep emotional abyss where fixation takes root and turmoil escalates. In the most extreme cases, these unchecked impulses can spark acts of malice and violence. At the center of such a tragic story is Los Angeles therapist Amie Harwick. A respected mental health professional known for her compassion, Amie specialized in psychotherapy with expertise in relationships and human sexuality. Born in Pennsylvania in 1981, she worked briefly as a fitness director and even created a workout video titled Fit to Rock. After moving to Los Angeles in 2001, she pursued advanced education, eventually earning her doctorate in psychotherapy. She authored the New Sex Bible for Women, maintained a visible media presence, and spoke publicly about misconceptions regarding sex therapy, emphasizing that therapy was strictly talk-based, with no physical contact allowed under ethical guidelines. Outside her professional accomplishments, Amie devoted herself to empowering women. She founded Foxy Feminists, a collective focused on connecting and uplifting women in Los Angeles. She also cherished photography and hoped one day to pursue it professionally. In 2017, her life briefly intertwined with television host Drew Carey. They met at a producer's event, connected instantly, and soon became engaged. Amie even appeared on a special Valentine's Day episode of The Price is Right as his fiancée. But the pressures of public life proved overwhelming, and the engagement ended in late 2018. Though heartbroken, both spoke warmly of each other afterward, and Amie began charting a new path, unaware she would soon face a mortal threat from her past. On Valentine's Eve 2020, Amie Harwick reached out to her former fiancé, Drew Carey, for the first time since their breakup. She spoke about forgiveness and suggested they reconnect. Drew, already in a new relationship, responded kindly and agreed to meet after the holiday. But that meeting would never come. Later that night, after attending a show with friends, Amie returned home a little after 1 a.m. Minutes later. Her roommate, Michael Herman, woke to a piercing scream from the third floor. Unable to find his phone, he ran outside and used a neighbor's device to call 911. Police arrived quickly. Fearing an intruder, Herman waited outside, directing officers to jump the fence. In the backyard, officers found Amie lying on the patio, critically injured from what appeared to be a fall from her third-floor balcony. She was rushed to the hospital, but despite every effort, she died before 3:30 a.m. Inside the home, officers discovered a trail of blood, broken rosary beads, and signs of a violent struggle leading upstairs. On the balcony, they recovered a syringe filled with a brown liquid, later confirmed to be a lethal dose of nicotine. As investigators spoke with Amie's friends, one name surfaced again and again: Gareth Pursehouse. Amie had dated Gareth years earlier, from 2011 to 2012. Behind his wholesome image and successful tech career, he was violent, obsessive, and increasingly unstable. Court records detailed beatings, strangulation attempts, stalking, break-ins, and unpredictable outbursts. Amie eventually secured a restraining order and cut all contact. Everything changed on January 16, 2020, when Amie unexpectedly encountered Gareth at a mental health event where he worked as a photographer. Witnesses described him as emotional, shaking, and confrontational, accusing her of ruining his life. Amie told friends afterward that he seemed unstable. She upgraded her security, changed her locks, shared her location, and ignored his later attempts to contact her. Less than a month later, she was gone. Ring camera footage placed Gareth at her home that night. 13 hours after the crime, he was arrested and charged with first-degree murder, burglary, and the special circumstance of lying in wait. The trial of California versus Gareth Pursehouse began on August 29, 2023. Prosecutors argued that Gareth, driven by obsession and rejection, broke into Amie Harwick's home on Valentine's night with a lethal nicotine syringe and waited for her to return. They said he attacked her, caused severe trauma, and threw her from the balcony. Their case relied on forensic confirmation of lethal nicotine in syringes found both at the scene and in Gareth's home, Ring camera footage showing him approaching with gloves and rope, Gareth's DNA under Amie's fingernails, and medical evidence of blunt force injuries and signs of strangulation. The defense offered a very different narrative. They claimed Gareth never intended to harm Amie and only wanted to talk. According to them, the syringe was meant for self-harm if she rejected him again. They described the fall as a tragic accident during an escape attempt and questioned the reliability of forensic handling, lab documentation, and the frightened roommate's early statements. They also emphasized the emotional messages Gareth sent after their January encounter, portraying him as depressed, confused, and unraveling, not calculating or violent. After weeks of testimony, both sides delivered powerful closing arguments. The prosecution asked the jury to see a pattern of planning, lying in wait, and violent execution. The defense urged the jury to believe Gareth's emotional collapse and see the event as unintentional. The jury deliberated for 2 days before delivering its verdict: guilty of first-degree murder, guilty of first-degree burglary, and the special circumstance of lying in wait found true. Gareth Pursehouse now faces life in prison without the possibility of parole.